Monday, June 14th. So the moon is in Leo all day. Monday is the day that the moon rules over. So we are going to feel fired up. We're going to feel bold. We're going to feel playful. We're going to even feel a little bit flirty. Why? Because we're looking for a little bit of attention. Why? Because we have been kind of retreated. We've been overwhelmed to the point where we, haven't been socializing as much. We haven't been connecting as much. And that is going to change. So the moon in Leo, making 8 different aspects today. This is going to kind of be a positive vibe. I really feel like this is going to be high vibe, even though we have a pretty major event taking on the energy here today, the energy focus here today between Saturn and Uranus. We'll get to that in a second. But the good thing is that we're fired up in our heart space. We're kind of, very happy, focusing in on the silver linings of the moment. We're trying to be present. Yes, we're thinking futuristically because we are moving further away from the blockages that we've been having in the past. But now we are ready to take on a brand new life, a brand new reality. So the moon right out of the gate has this conversation with Neptune, really aligning with our future dreams, aligning with our future visions. Very new, very refreshing, very excitable. The moon goes ahead and makes an aspect with the sun. And this is a good thing because now the heart space has the upper hand over the head space. The sun in Gemini, again, now very much leaning towards one choice, one decision, one path over the other. The moon in Leo has us fired up, bold, confident, and excited to go ahead and let the heart lead instead of the head. And again, with Mercury, Gemini's ruler being retrograde, we have to rely on our heart space. We have to rely on our intuition to lead because the mental plane is making no sense. So the moon goes ahead and sextiles the true node. This is beautiful because all of this high vibe energy, this playful energy that we're tapping into, this, confidence that we're tapping into, now we truly feel that we are on the right path. We have enough hints, we have enough clues to go ahead and initiate the new cycles, the new beginnings that have been revealed to us. So the true node is saying, all kinds of like hype girl stuff, saying, yes, you got it. Yes, this is the vibration you need. Yes, this is the frequency you need to be on. Listen to your heart. It knows the way, right? Keep this vibe high and you are going to see things change awfully quick. The moon goes ahead and trines Chiron. Now, a trine is a good aspect. Chiron, of course, the wounded healer planetoid, exposing to us what wounds we still have to heal, but also how we've healed previous wounds and the progress that we've made. So, I always talk about the Leo energy, of course, Leo being represented by the lion. The lion is so proud, right? Especially when he's on his game and he's feeling good. He rules the jungle. He is proud. He is confident. He is brave. He can take any kind of fight on that might arise in the jungle because he knows what he wants. He knows what he deserves. And he's going to stop at nothing in order to actually get to where it is he wants to be. So the moon in Leo trining Chiron is very happy right now to recognize that we've moved past some of the blocks. We've moved past some of the restrictions. We are essentially letting go of some of the emotional baggage that needed to be dropped, which probably did get dropped under that new moon solar eclipse in Gemini. We can't go back for that baggage. We don't want to go back for that baggage, right? We're lighter now. We can feel it in our energy bodies. We can feel it in our physical bodies. We see it starting to be mirrored in our physical realms by the transformation that has already taken place inside of us. So this whole conversation with Chiron isn't so much focused on what wounds are still left to be healed. It's mostly trying to pull the positive out of all the things that we have healed, all the things that we are leaving behind. So it is a very good energy to vibe with, keeping the vibe high. But then, of course, we have to have some kind of blockage. And that would be when the moon in Leo squares Uranus. So the moon in Leo chugging along here, we are just constantly climbing the ladder up until this point. We reach a square, which is a tension point. It's kind of where we bang our head against a wall. And we bang our head against a wall with Uranus. Uranus, again, the great awakener, giving us aha moments, revelations, really throwing a wild card energy into the games to shake things up. And the moon in Leo, very brave, very confident, standing in his position right now, feels like he can take anything on, and he probably can. But this tension point with Uranus in Taurus is going to kind of bring us back down to reality a bit and take a look at our physical realms. Up until this point, everything's been taking place inside of us, in our heart space, in our mental plane. And Uranian energy, that shock and awe, that wild card energy, that disruptor in Taurus represents our physical realms. This is what's going on in our day-to-day life, in our routines, in our physical bodies, in our personal relationships, in our money matters. This is going to be like, damn, okay, I was flying high. I feel really good about my life. And then bam, reality check. Wow, okay. So I've changed a lot on the inside. My whole world has essentially, flipped. But yet when I look at my physical realm, it's still remnants of the old that I've done so much work inside of myself to disconnect from. So we run into a little bit of block, but we're not going to let it discourage us. We're going to hold that vibe high, and we're just going to say, okay, these are the parameters in which I have to work in. Here's the problem with my relationship and with my new heart space and with this new information that I have in my mental plane. Now I can make a choice about what I'm going to do about it. If your routine, if the construct of your day, if your personal relationships or your money matters are the negative Nancy narrative that keeps coming back saying, okay, we got to change. We don't want to do this anymore. This is causing a lot of pain and suffering. We're stagnant here in this energy. That is what we have to change. That's where this pivotal point, this pivotal crossroads is asking us to go ahead, to dig deep and to actually make the physical changes now in our realities that we need to make in order to align with our new heart space, with our new mental perspective. So the moon goes ahead and opposites, sits across from Saturn. So Saturn is about to do a major boss move by squaring Uranus. But first, we have this conversation that has to take place. Now, the moon in Leo, again, still trying not to get discouraged by the reality check that he just got in his physical realm. The moon in Leo still wants to high vibe with the confidence, with the clarity that he's got, with the playful energy that he wants, with the new passions, with the new desires that we are about to begin. But the opposition sitting across from the Lord of Karma, can you imagine sitting across the table from the Lord of Karma, him there staring you down? Of course, like he's ruling systems and foundations and structures, right? He's ruling the roles and the responsibilities that you have in your life. He's ruling the life lessons, the life chapters, right? And yes, he's in Aquarius, so he does kind of want to be progressive, but he's also retrograde, which means we have to reflect back on some stuff. We have to make some changes. We have to rearrange a couple of things. And the moon in Leo wants change so badly now because he has new passions and new desires that he wants to pursue. We have the Lord of Karma sitting across the table who wants to keep us paralyzed, who wants to keep us in the same repeating life lessons, in the same roles, in the same restrictions. Yeah, there's this conflict here because he doesn't like the fact that we are fired up and kind of ready to take the world on in a brand new way. He wants you to look back so freaking far in your life experience that you get caught up on that emotional baggage that you just dropped a couple of days ago. So this is not going to feel good. Okay. This is probably when our high energy, where it's going to hit another wall. And then Saturn goes ahead and squares Uranus. Now, I talked about this in the June energy forecast, so I do recommend that you go and you specifically listen to what this energy is actually going to do. This is the second aspect that Saturn squaring Uranus has made this year. The first one back in February, the third in the fall. Back in February, Saturn and Uranus were both direct. This time around, Saturn is retrograde. Now, a square is a tension point, it's a crisis point. This is an argument between old and new. This is an argument between keeping us under the same system, the same foundation, the same conditions, the same restrictions. And that Uranian energy wants to liberate us, wants to free us, wants us to be independent, right? If Saturn is the authority figure, then the Uranian energy wants to rebel against that. And we see this. It's going on our global stage. It's also going on inside of us. Again, we've reached a crossroads point where we recognize we're jumping into new timelines, new storylines, new cycles. However, the energy to keep us paralyzed in the same old, in a repetitive life lessons of pain and suffering, wants to shine a light very brightly here, wants to stop us from progressing, wants to stop us from freeing ourselves from old narratives, old attachments, old emotions, and that Uranian energy wants to liberate us, wants to free us. This is a huge, huge energetic shift. And this storyline is ongoing all throughout this year. But we reach a peak. The energy is direct. It will likely manifest on the global stage with a huge disruption that we've been seeing constantly about the people rebelling towards the government, the people trying to take their power back from the establishment. This is what Saturn squaring Uranus is all about. We are reaching a peak. I'm going to advise you to be very careful in your own life, in your own energy, and how it is that you're allowing yourself and your energy to interact with the world around you, especially as we peak here today. So the moon goes ahead and has a conversation with Venus right after this happens. And the moon in Leo, very passionate, very much wanting to pursue new paths, new energies, new relationships, new dynamics. Of course, Venus still in Cancer, right? She's very attached to the old. She's very kind of protective over her relationships. She's very kind of defensive when it comes to, oh, okay, well, you got to let your walls down in order for, you to align with a new purpose, with a new passion, with new people. And Venus, of course, very much just wants to stick to what is old, tried, tested, and true. She wants to find emotional stability and security, but jumping into something new doesn't sound like you're going to find that anytime fast. So she's kind of still on the fence about recognizing, yeah, I want change to happen, but right now I need to stick where I'm at. I need to find safety and comfortability where I'm at before I can boost myself up and move forward by changing my routines and by changing my money matters and changing my personal relationships. And yes, I have been thinking about the futuristic dream and vision that I want to manifest, but there's just so many new elements that I'm not ready to stand by yet. I just want to stay here. So of course, the moon in Leo, not going to give very much time to that. You're just bringing down my vibe. He goes ahead and he moves on. But before he moves on, Mars jumps in. Now, Mars is in Leo. Again, if you haven't listened to Mars moving into Leo in the June energy forecast, I highly recommend you go do that so that you have a bigger, broader perspective of what this energy is doing to us. But Mars, the warrior, in Leo, the heart and soul of the zodiac, the king of the jungle, Mars has a conversation with Jupiter. Jupiter, again, wants us to grow, wants us to expand. He is kind of, he's boosting us up at this point. He's firing us up, especially after we just ran into that reality check, especially after we just had that little moment of inner conflict between the old and the new, between, staying paralyzed and staying in repetition states, and then of course wanting to be free and wanting to be liberated by that Uranian energy. We have a lot going on here, and Mars in Leo is saying to Jupiter in Pisces, yep, that's it. I'm not listening to the outside chatter anymore. I'm not listening to my headspace. My heart and soul are leading me into this next battle. And the battle is, first of all, within ourselves, being able to really cut the cord between the old and the new. And then, of course, that Mars energy applying to the external realm wants to pursue new passions, new dreams, new relationships, new ways to make money, new ways to unleash creativity. And Jupiter is just there being the best hype girl ever, growing with us, expanding our horizon, showing us where the possibilities are still emerging. It's a beautiful thing. And then very late before the day is over, the moon goes ahead and aspects Neptune again. And here's the thing. We started the day with the moon aspecting Neptune. We're ending the day with the moon aspecting Neptune. So the conversation very much goes back to, okay, yeah, I know I had some bumps in the road today. I know I had some reality checks. I see where I have to change my physical behavior in my physical realm in order to have physical results, in order to align with the new heart space and the new mental plane that is now being revealed to me. And now the moon in Leo having this conversation at the end of the day with Neptune and Pisces is saying, you know what? I am relying 100% on the universe to show me the way. I am aligning with my higher self. I am listening to my inner self. I'm listening to my highest vision, the highest dream that I can dream right now. And that is what I'm going to follow. So not a bad way to end the day at all. You know, we do get a little bit of a blip there midday with that particular, Saturn squaring Uranian energy. That's not going to feel good. Reality checks never do. Having the realization of moving away from something that we've done or we've had in our lives for a very long time can be super scary. It can be even scarier to be blessed with all of the blessings and prayers that we've been praying for. So we are very much still in this adjustment period where we are fine-tuning our heart and our head to the new vision and the new dreams that await us.